Hi, everyone. It's time for another Tech Tuesday at Aura Player with Elizabeth. Now, we are in the middle of our series where we're highlighting the top 4 concerns voiced by companies when looking for an RPA tool. Now, these are ways to help you understand the different issues, as well as providing you some questions to ask your vendors to avoid this on your automation journey. Today, we're going to be covering concern number 2, which is ensuring that your automation handles pop-up and error messages. Now, many RPA tools don't account for the dynamic nature of the Oracle systems or for different user experiences. Now, when an automation is recorded for a particular business flow, but different users may come up with different outcomes. So, for example, let's take a sales order flow. Everything may work just fine and dandy in a normal circumstance, but if suddenly one user enters a sales order and a particular part happens to be out of stock, a pop-up message on the UI will notify you that you don't have that part, and it will interrupt the automation process if the RPA recording didn't account for that. Now, that's a specific example, but another one to look at is an error message. So let's say, for instance, you aren't running the latest version of Java or a certain web browser, and these pop-up bars messages or these error messages could as well disrupt the RPA. And these types of pop-ups, error messages, and alerts can happen really at any time, and sometimes completely unexpectedly. And there is really no way to account for every single pop-up or error message that there is, which means that your automation could be at risk of failing during these moments. So let's go ahead and dive into some questions that you can ask your RPA vendors to make this process as smooth as possible. So the first one is, how is the automation recorded? Number 2 is the automation process dependent on the Java version? Number 3, do you have a way to approve all pop-ups? Number 4, are you able to receive the text of pop-ups and status bar messages? And number 5, can your automation handle dynamic flex fields where you need to scroll down and enter data at the bottom? Now, that's all we have for this week. Make sure to stay tuned for next week, where we will be diving into concern number 3. As always, knowledge is power. If you have any questions or comments, pop them in the section below. Until then, have a great rest of your day and be well. Bye for now.